All right, everybody. Hopefully, everyone can hear what I'm doing and see what I'm doing here. Um, Good evening. My name is Charlie Roberts. I'm with Roberts Pest Control, and if you're watching this video, uh, one, thank you for your business, and two, welcome to the Roberts Pest Control family. What we're going to be doing this evening, and I apologize for any background noise. I tried to do this earlier today and royally miffed it up. So I'm going to be a little uber paranoid here and kind of go back and forth from screen to screen. But you can only see this screen, so that's great. So this is your customer portal. So let me explain what happens here. When we do a service, an email is sent to you with a link that links you directly to your customer portal. This is an area where you can pay your bill, view history, any equipment on your site, billing, account information, update your credit card, view any files that we have, pictures, etc., conditions and activity reports, any products that were used, and any alerts. Now, some of this we have got pretty well figured out, and some of this we will be kind of figuring out as we go. So we're going to start with the summary. You can see here on the screen that this is our test account. This is the Roberts Pest Control test account. Up here, you get a nice little welcome message, what your responsible balance is at this point, your property details. For those of you that have multiple properties, those will be listed here. So in an apartment world where you would have several properties tied in with your account, each property would be individually listed there. You'll see your most recent service, the date of that service, who serviced it, a nice little picture of that person. I apologize for the hair. Your invoice number and the balance is owed for that particular invoice. Any service notes, and I put you a nice little service note here that says, hello, this is where your technician comments live. Any service documents, your service notifications, your service invoices are in this area, your conditions reports, and product usage and pest activity. So these are all downloadable PDF documents that can be downloaded at any given time depending on what sort of account you are. Here's a spot internally for you to leave us a review. So you can absolutely leave your technician a rating, and I encourage you to. We accept nothing less than 5 stars. If you rate a technician less than 5 stars, expect to get a phone call from me or Ken. We will reach out to you. We strive for 5 stars at all times. This is what helps us rank well with Google. It helps also keep our prices down because we don't have to pay for expensive advertising. So you can submit that review here, and I believe this area is internal. If you arrow down, you'll see links down here for Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. And if you'd put that online, that would be awesome too. Services that are upcoming. I have a mosquito service built in here. So this shows me that I'm scheduled for 5/21. I have upcoming service in June, July, August, September, October, and then November. Again, this is a mock-up account. Not to confuse you guys that have mosquito service, because we don't do mosquito service in November. This one's just set up this way. At the top, you've got all of these fun little icons here, and we're going to go through each one, and we've just covered the summary. The history will give you history of any services that have been done on your property. Again, you get your nice little welcome message. Your responsible balance stays here, and you'll notice your mosquito services or services that are active are going to all appear here. On 5/11, we had a general pest service. Gives you a little bit of detail as far as what was done. Your structures. For those of you that have structures, multiple structures on property, this is where you would see main house, shed, barn. These can all be completely customizable. So in this case, on the main structure, Advion Gel was used. The manufacturer was Syngenta. The label is Indoxicarb at 0.05%. We like to give you lots of details. You can click here and get the SDS sheet, which you should be able to see now. And there that is. So we know that that's working nice and well. The amounts, 10 grams at 1 gram increments at 30-gram tube is basically what that means. The method was bait, and the area was in the main structure area, and the issue was ants. On structure 2, I put a test product in here, Advion WDG, also a Syngenta product, what that active ingredient is and what that percentage is, the EPA registration number. Again, you can click this for the link. How much was applied? In this case, 0 gallons was applied. I didn't specify a method, and the areas were the other structure. I just picked a random pest, ticks in this case. Any open conditions, and I will get into the nitty gritty of this shortly, but if we find a condition, we will report that. Trash under appliances and under equipment when it was found. Is it resolved? No. And what do we gauge the severity? Well, in this case, sanitation can be a low, medium, or high like anything else. So we're going to gauge this one at medium. And who's responsible for that? This would indicate that this is the customer's responsibility. That would be you. So if there is a condition that needs to be corrected, this is where we can report that to you. Details will appear under here in recommendations. I kind of geared this toward the apartment world because this is where we see this kind of stuff, this in restaurants. If we have a recommendation for a property manager, please tell the resident to clean up the area. And normally we'll have much more detail there. Please ask the resident to clean up the area. It's a conducive condition for X pest. Activity type and what evidence is here. Evidence of termites. The equipment, there was no equipment assigned to it, and we found a mud tube in this area. The evidence type was termite mud tubes. Typically that would accompany pictures, which would appear in this area. Any equipment that we would have on property, bait stations, things like that, are all going to be itemized here. And then our appointment products, this is all the products that were used during that appointment. I just chose a random one again. And again, you've got a spot to leave a review. These are inactive services that we just kind of played with. We call this a dummy account. I'm going to try to find you some cool stuff here. Now I'm an admin user, so it gives me a few more freedoms than you're going to have. You'll see that each one of these is a little different. Each one of my guys has played with this. Okay, cool. Good old Matt here decided to put in an exterior bait box. So I'm glad he did this because now I can explain what you'll see. You'll see what the type is, which this is an exterior rodent bait station labeled number 1. This DRN number here is the barcode. We just chose a random barcode and put that there. That catalogs it internally for us. Means really nothing for you, but other than we have barcodes on them. He used a sure kill command block, 1 each at whatever the percentage is, what his target was, and what your activity level was. In this case, he treated this like an install where there would be no activity up front, because if we're just installing, you're not going to have activity. What the active ingredients is going to appear here, along with the EPA registration number. All pesticides and rodenticides have EPA registration number. Again, document images, and then, in Matt's case, we could leave him a review should we choose to do that. It'll show your date, who it was, the service total, the balance, the invoice number, and what time it was completed at. So it's actually pretty sharp stuff. But this is kind of some service history of what was done on this test account. Equipment. This will show what active and inactive equipment, and in this case we have 2 pieces of inactive equipment and 1 piece of active equipment that has been left on the account. In a nutshell, you can click it. It'll give you some further details about that, were the last ones to service it. Same thing with all of these. And a lot of times they'll have a little bit of detail as to where the box is, whether it's active, inactive, what it's labeled as, so on and so forth. So this is kind of a neat area for you folks that run inspected accounts, and just for general knowledge, This is great. Billing. Inside billing, this is where your bills live. This is where your payments live. So you'll be able to kind of see that there's a general service, and you can filter it by 100 entries. You can filter it by 10 entries, whatever you choose to. If you want to search a particular invoice, you can simply have that invoice number, which in this case we will do this one, and that will show that the payment was made of $105. But any of these are clickable. I just want to be very clear on that. And I apologize for the road noise. I'm actually sitting on my porch here. The next tab we have is the account tab. Okay, and this is where you have an opportunity to come in here and kind of do some editing. So you can come in and turn off certain reminders, which I am going to make a recommendation right off the cuff. Voice reminders are annoying. I would turn them off. I would keep SMS and email reminders on at all times. And I would do that so that if your spam picks up your email and doesn't notify you, then at least you have a secondary point of notification. You can change your phone number, your service email, password is all right here. Again, documents and images, so these live in a few different places here. If we go to our wallet, this is where you can put your credit card or banking account information in. This is another area that I'm going to recommend that everybody take a good hard look at. I am a fan of credit cards and bank accounts because it does lower our bottom line costs when it comes to administrative costs in the office. That is, and it's a reliability factor as well. That's kind of why we've gone to emailing folks. We would recommend very highly that your bank account and or credit card go in here just so that you can keep your bills current. It doesn't matter to us which one, as long as it's in here and it's being updated. And then we can work out an arrangement to where it either charges the beginning, middle, or end of each month, or after the services are completed, or if you want to make a payment arrangement. We're super flexible. So if you want to take a 6-time-a-year service and split it in half and pay monthly on the first because that's more manageable for you, we're completely cool with that. Files. This is, again, where documents are going to live. I sent myself a snail mail service notification. Snail mail does cost, so we do charge a fee for sending paper bills out on residential clients. Termite damage. This is a JPEG, which it's not termite damage. It's actually a dog, but you get the general idea. You can filter by what's documents and what's images. Pretty cool stuff here. So I'd urge you to play around with that. I said that I was going to cover this, and this is conditions. And this is a very, very important part of what we do. Everyone knows that, you can hire a monkey to spray. However, you need a professional that understands the chemistry behind what they are doing here. And part of that is the inspection part. And this is something that I hammer through to my guys, and this is something you're going to see us use quite a bit. So if we have a condition that could cause a pest issue, my technicians will be instructed to take a picture of that, upload it to your ticket, and this is where it will live. This tells us there's trash under machinery and equipment. If I have photos, they'll appear again, what the severity is, when it was found, and any target area. Details on that, product details, or recommendation details, better yet, please tell the resident to clean up the area, and then any notes that we would put. It's actually pretty cool. So, on like a home, we could use this, say if there's a hole or something that needs to be corrected, or a window that needs to be sealed that could cause an ant issue, or wood rot, or even if we happen to find termite tubes on a residential pest account. It's pretty cool stuff, and it lives here ticket to ticket. It doesn't change until we change it and see that that is corrected. So it will actually follow ticket to ticket to ticket to ticket to ticket. Kind of cool stuff. This is an activity report. and over time this will kind of show you where your rodent and pest activities kind of live. You can filter by date range. You can group it by the equipment, structures, any of that stuff that we build to your account. Any products. This is a laundry list of all products that have been used on your site. And all you simply do is put your date range in, which we'll just do this year. And I'll refresh it. And now everything that's ever been used on this site appears. I'll be able to, run a quick report. You guys in USDA, AIB, and inspected accounts, this will be awesome for you. Alerts. Now I'm just going to be point blank and honest about this. I understand what reports are. I don't know what alerts are yet. I think alerts are something that are relatively new. I think that you can set alerts for your, if I'm thinking that this is what I think it is, you will eventually be able to come in here and set this up to say, hey, when a condition pops up on my account, alert me. So that if you miss a service ticket or something, maybe it'll send you an email. It looks like it only sends email. This is a brand new area for us. But, at this point, stay in the reports area until we get that perfected. You can run any kind of report you want. We don't have any in here, or you can export them to PDF or Excel. And then, of course, log out. That's pretty self-explanatory. And again, guys, I can't stress this enough. If you have not reviewed us on any of these platforms, please do. It's very important for us. If you've not voted for us in the Best of Jefferson County contest, please do that as well. It's important for us to hold that title. If you need the link, contact us. We'll provide you that link, and we would love for you guys to vote. But basically, back to summary, and this is our portal. So if anybody has questions, I'd recommend that you reach out to me or Wendy, one of the two. You can reach us at 636-243-0900, or send us an email at office@robertspest.com. And I, again, thank you for your business. If you're a new customer, welcome to the family. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for watching.